those select few that are already initiated, you should already know what this is. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, we're gonna get to the other stuff in a minute, but what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So I guess it ain't nothing else left to do. About that time for you to open up your ear and let me crawl into your mind. One time. You better smile. Can't see me. I know you think you're hearing me, but it ain't that. You gotta feel me. I am that Jones in your bones. Sent here to ring your bell. Are you gonna let me? And as you feel the beat hit you, and we start moving in perfect rhythm, we start to approach the right vibration. And as we start vibing together, that the real things start to happen. You ain't never experienced nothing like this. You better smile. You done clicked on some trail shit this time. Wait. vibration. Now let's vibe. What it was. Y'all already know who it is, and if not, that's my name. That's the title I should always be addressed by. Y'all tuned in with priceless knowledge of self, and this ain't nothing but some cosmic insight. And hey, man, I just want to let y'all know right off the rip that we have reached our last and final stop in our journey through the North Node in the houses. And it's been real. I hope you done learned so much about yourself and what you need to be doing in this life. But all good things must come to an end. And I don't know what our next journey is. I'm going to sit back for about a week. I'm going to reassess what we have going on, and then I'm going to hit y'all with some fresh shit. But right now, I'm not quite sure. Maybe it has to do with this Mercury retrograde in Libra that we got going on, man. But I haven't quite yet decided which direction we're going to go in next. But y'all already know I'm going to come with that trio shit. But anyway, let's talk about you. And you important, man. I'm telling you, like, you got to be the star of the show at some point. That's why this right here, this a little something about those people that have their North Node in their first house and their South Node in the 7th house of their natal chart. And see, before I even go there, if you don't know my style, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tell you a little bit about the North Node. Then after that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the South Node. Then I'm going to give y'all a quick breakdown of the history and the mythology behind it. And then I might even tell you a little bit on how us astrologers use the nodes if you just cheat. So, you finna get a whole wealth of information. And, that's a good thing because you tuned in with one of the coldest in the game, you know, and that is self-proclaimed, but that's all right too. I'm claiming it. My North Node happens to be in Aries, so I can do this, but it's in the 7th house too. So I don't know. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, we're going to mix it up at some point, but right now we finna get to the good shit, man. So, in astrology, your life's purpose is encoded in the North and the South Node of the moon, or referred to as Rahu and Ketu, respectively, in Vedic astrology. And these are not two celestial bodies, they're actually two mathematical points that are calculated in the chart, and they fall directly opposite each other, and they create an axis of sorts of opposite signs and opposite houses. For instance, if your North Node is in Cancer, then your South Node is in Capricorn. And if your North Node is in the 1st house, then your South Node is in the 7th house, and so on and so forth. And they really help us answer questions like, what am I supposed to do with my life? Why am I here? And what's my mission? Even, why am I like this? And what might I have been in past lives? Yeah, we're going to go there. And if you don't believe in reincarnation, I respect that. Let's just call it your early days. But I do. So I ask that you respect that too. It's just a mutual thing. Okay. So when we're talking about the North Node or Rahu, this is the terrain that's calling your name. But getting to the top of this mountain is going to be like trying to get to the top of Mount Everest, man, because you're often going to have to lighten up the load and enlist some help and make some sacrifices if you ever want to get to the top of this hill, man. Hey, this is like your learning curve in a sense. And Rahu activities are going to require you to stretch out of your comfort zone. But once you do, you'll be amazed at how empowered you feel, man. This is like the activation of your life's mission. And the sooner that you align yourself with this path, the more purpose driven your life will become. And you'll always have that South Node energy as that ace in the hole or that fallback game if you ever need to at certain times in life. But when I'm thinking about the North Node, it's basically like this, man. People really get caught up thinking that just because we're particularly good at certain shit or because some shit comes natural to us, that that's what we're supposed to be doing with our lives. Yet a lot of times that easy shit, it just doesn't feel spiritually satisfying. And that's because, you know, the simple fact is we probably done mastered that many lifetimes over and over again. And that's why we came into this life so good at it. So maybe it's just time to do something different this time. All right. So when we're talking about the South Node or Ketu, this is our innate gifts. This is past life shit. All right. The South Node is going to fall directly opposite of the North Node. And this reveals the gifts that we brought into this lifetime with us naturally, man. This is our little comfort zone or our sweet spot. And you're going to be innately good in these areas of life, which might cause you to begin your early path based on Ketu's energy. But while that might bring you some little accomplishments and a sense of comfort, it's never going to feel spiritually nourishing because it's basically on some been there, done that type shit. And indeed you have. And probably in many lifetimes over and over and over again. So it's time to do something else. It's time to flip the script and use Ketu as a springboard into Rahu's destiny. It's like the South Node is your little horoscope hometown and shit. So it's not necessarily the place that you want to settle forever, but it's definitely somebody or somewhere you can go back to feel a place of comfort and to, get a boost when you need to feel a sense of belonging. All right. And so us astrologers use the nodes to determine where your destiny lies in this lifetime with the North Node or Rahu, or kind of what you had going on in past lives with the South Node or Ketu. And the transits of these go about every 18 months or a year and a half. And this shit goes well beyond just Western astrology or even this life right here, because in Jewish or Kabbalistic astrology, they kind of focus primarily on the nodes. And they call the North Node your tikkun, or the correction that your soul must make in order to ascend. Now, in Vedic or sidereal astrology, they refer as Rahu to the head of the dragon, or the beginning of the beast. You know what I'm saying? Which is all drive and no spirituality. And they refer as Ketu or the South Node as the beast or the tail of the dragon, which is all spirituality and no drive. And, hey, they take a lot more harsh view of the South Node's karma. But either way you look at it, this shit is crucial, man. And it's always worth paying attention to, especially the house placement, which is what we're speaking on right now. And, after this right here, when we get done with this one, y'all can go back and review your North Node and your South Node by both house and sign, because they've all been completed. They're all there, and you can see what you have going on and see where your destiny lies. And I heard somebody say that this isn't your destiny. So call it whatever you want. That's cool. This the shit that you need to be doing in this life. You feel me? So when we're talking about putting the North Node in the first house, man, if y'all think I'm finna tell y'all that y'all need to be more selfish, then you wouldn't be completely wrong. Because the biggest part of this is actually about developing an individualized sense of self. And that's without the need for a partner or a relationship to define them. And, that doesn't necessarily mean that these folks need to be on their own their whole life. No. It just means that they need to focus on themselves and learn how to set some motherfucking boundaries, because in the past or in past lives, there was this tendency to lose themselves in their relationships and get so tied up, trying to cater to a motherfucker that their needs kind of got forgot in the process. And, they kind of forgot who the fuck they really were too, and what the fuck they were really about. And that shit just can't fly, man. It just can't go. So this life right here, it's about learning to do their own thing with confidence. You feel me? Hey, that's because they spend way too much time paying way too much attention to other people's opinion, and then just doing shit to appease the next motherfucker. And, they prioritize harmony so motherfucking much that, they just didn't set boundaries. Sometimes they let people walk all over them, man. And, what about you? What about your needs? Who's going to prioritize yours if you don't? You know what I'm saying? When you keep giving and giving and giving and giving, motherfuckers are going to keep taking and taking and taking and taking. And then there ain't going to be shit left but a shell of a motherfucker with no identity and even less energy. So, hey, man, that shit ain't what's up at all. Not at all, man. No, this first house Rahu, it's all about coming into your own and learning how to stand up for your motherfucking self. Cause, this also says that you just might have spent your last life as a doormat, and, the universe don't like that. Not at all, man. Too long have these folks' identity been tied to other people and their bullshit ass expectations, man. Too long have these folks made sacrifices and taken a backseat for motherfuckers who ain't willing to do the same shit for them at all. No, this is about the realization that they don't need nobody. They don't need nobody, man. And they definitely don't need anybody else to tell them who they are or what the fuck they're capable of, period. This is about finding out for yourself. You hear me? Man, this is about finding out what self really is. You know what I'm saying? And the sign that the North Node is in right here, that's going to go a long way in showing exactly how these folks need to go about doing that. Because Rahu here is just letting it be known straight up that developing the traits of this sign right here is going to be everything in helping these folks find themselves, because that's who they really are. You feel me? For real, man. And with this being the first, I'll also say that, maintaining a healthy relationship with the physical body, that's also going to take an added significance, because by focusing on their body and finding balance, it can really help them both connect with their higher self and be more grounded at the same time. And I've also read that Aries and Mars in the first house, they correspond with the root chakra. So working on things associated with that chakra, that could also probably be a tremendous help, because it's kind of been suppressed in the past. Okay. But either way it goes, man. Either way, man, this is about learning to do your own thing confidently. And then the tremendous sense of freedom and empowerment that comes along with that. You feel me? Straight up. And so when we're looking at the karmic implications of having the South Node in the 7th, hey, we're looking at individuals who placed a lot of stock in their marriages and their personal relationships and previous existences. And regardless of whether these relationships were toxic or amazing, this speaks to the tendency to become way too enmeshed to the point where, they developed into some codependent tendencies. And, even if it's not that, there's also those who just keep getting stuck in cycles of uneven relationships where they're giving way more than they're receiving in return. And hey, it's time to even that shit out. That's just what this is about, man. But first, they're going to have to learn how to be self-sufficient. You feel me? And the first step to that is just going to be building confidence, which is much easier said than done with this placement, because these folks right here, they don't even know who the fuck they really are. For real. And if they don't know that, then they have no way of knowing what they're capable of either. And too long have they looked to the next motherfucker for the answer to that question. So this life right here is going to eventually force them into some situations where they can only look to self. And, how they respond to that, hey, that's definitely going to tell the rest of the tale, man. But hey, no matter what they do, it's going to be all right. Because the fact of the matter is, just because you built like that, you don't have to build like that. And that's really what this placement is about more than anything else, man. Because we all have all this energy available to us. What you do with it is what you do with it. And even beyond that, it's not about what you do. It's about how you do it. And that's some priceless knowledge in itself. And there's been some priceless knowledge of self, man. This is the time you should be hitting that like button. That's real, because I just told you some trill shit, man. And if you fuck with me on any level, you should be dropping a comment too. Sharing this motherfucker. If you're not subscribed, you should be subscribed. Okay? Hey. And you can hit the dislike button too, because the world needs haters. And I still love you for it. Okay? If you are interested in the astrological readings whatsoever, you can either hit me up in the comments below, or you can email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. And the same thing goes if you want some merch, man. And I got different styles. I got a black style too. I got hoodies and sweats that go with this, man. So all you got to do is get at me. But I'm telling you now, and I'm going to look you in your eye when I tell it to you. You can get all the merch you want. And I want to sell it to you. It'll be my pleasure. I'd love to see you in it. I need your money. But I'd be a mark if I didn't tell you that this type of swag that I got, it's got to be in you and not on you. So let me put it in you. This right here, this concludes our North Node in the Houses series. I've already done all the North Node in the sign, so you can go review that if you got it, man. I'm going to take me a little week off. I'll talk to y'all soon.